Hello, everyone. Welcome to Everyday Prepared. Thanks for watching. So, today I just want to talk about perception. Perception in prepping, how you approach prepping, that kind of thing. Now, if you've been in the community any length of time, you've heard of the show Doomsday Preppers. Now, even though the show's been off the air for probably around 20 years, uh, what they did really well was making all preppers seem like lunatics. And that perception still exists today. And now I'm not going to blame it entirely on doomsday preppers. I know there's a lot of preppers out there who really feed into that idea as well. But that is what it is. And luckily, though, this video is not about that. This video is about your perception of prepping. How do you approach prepping? So I felt this way for a long time, but I really didn't have the words to get it out of my mind and out to you guys in a way that was easy to understand and follow along. So, but earlier this month, Special Operations Equipment dropped a new shirt. This, like I said, we call it prepping. However, Grandma called it Tuesday. What does that mean? So, if we break it down a little bit, I really feel like there are two different roads you can take when you're prepping. Okay. Now, if you're involved in any of the online prepper community with forums or groups or pages or whatever the case may be, uh, those people that you see posting over and over again and comments and this and that, I'm going to tell you 90% of those people and 90% of the preppers you meet in real life operate out of a position of fear. Okay. They call it prepping, and they're doing it because they watch the news and they see the bad things happen and get scared and like, oh, it's coming for us, we got to get prepared, and that affects the decisions they make in their prepping. Okay. And a good example of that is, let's say you have a big project at work and you're putting in extra hours and stress and sleepless nights and really wanting to get this project done or a big sale, whatever you do. And you finally get it done and you get $1,000 bonus check. Now, these people who are operating out of fear, they're going to take that $1,000 and go buy $1,000 worth of MREs, stick them in their closet, boom, they're happy. Okay. But what do those MREs do for you today? They do nothing but take up closet space. So if you're walking down grandma's path, you take that $1,000. Hey, let's spend $500 of it and just buy extra food we have in the cupboard, in the pantry, right? So they do that, and then you take that extra $500 and like, hey, you know what? We've been wanting to go over to the next state because they have this thing we wanted to see forever. Let's take a long weekend. Let's drive over there. We'll get something, have a nice dinner out somewhere and stay the night, get up the next morning and go see this thing we wanted to see and live our life and do things we enjoy, right? You come back home, yeah, that $500 is gone, but you still have that $500 worth of food in your pantry. Now, if you're a prepper, you say, well, the first guy, he's got $1,000 worth of food. Grandma's only got 500. So therefore, the prepper's ahead. But if you think about it, that $1,000 worth of MREs are just going to sit in that guy's closet. Whereas grandma's $500 of food in the pantry, she can use that now for other things. Let's say, you just get back from your trip and you find out, that your wife's favorite band is coming to town and you really want to surprise her with some tickets to that concert. So now you have to find out, where do you come up with the money for those tickets? And there's tons of things you can do to get extra money. But in this concept, you have $500 worth of food in the pantry. So realistically, you can save $500 at the grocery store over the next, several weeks because you don't need to buy food you already have. So you can take that money you're saving at the grocery store, buy the concert tickets, and give her a wonderful evening at the concert. Whereas the guy that had $1,000 worth of MREs, that's all he has is he has $1,000 worth of MREs in his closet, and they sit there, and now he has to find another way to get the money for the concert. So a really good example to reinforce this is a post I saw earlier. I think it was 2 weeks ago. So this guy and his family, they decided in 2013, every time they went to Costco, they were going to buy a bag of rice. And the picture he had, it looked like it was probably a 20-pound bag of rice. I don't really know. But so every time they went to Costco, bought a bag of rice, and he stored it in his basement. And he had some other food items down there and some water and other stuff and things like that. So over 10 years, they're stockpiling their food in the basement. So now here it is 2023. He goes down in the basement and he's got bugs in his flour. Mice have eaten into his rice bags. And all those water bottles he has stored, the plastic's breaking down and that water is no longer any good. So now he has 10 years worth of money he's put into buying things. The time it took to get them and store them and whatever he did with them, and the resource energy, that he spent on it, and all this stuff just to throw this away. And now he's back to the same place he was 10 years ago with nothing to show for it. Whereas I always advise people, hey, step one is buy extra meals of food you eat every day. And one of the things I ask this question on a constant basis. I'll see people will ask, hey, where's the best place to buy MREs? Or what's the better freeze dried food? Should I get Mountain House? Should I get Four Patriots? Should I get lifeboat rations? All these different things. And my first question is always, well, how much regular food do you have in your pantry right now? And I'll tell you, most people just ignore it. They act like they didn't even see that question because they know where I'm going with it. Right? I'm going with, are you prepping out of fear and you're wanting to buy the longest shelf life food because it's going to be good for longer, but it's going to tie up your resources in your closet? Or are you going to take grandma's approach and buy food you eat regularly? Invest in skills you use to, I can't tell you how many times I've heard people say, man, here's what we're going to do. We're going to spend $1,000 on this garden, get this garden good, and then we're going to save so much money because we don't have to buy food at the grocery store. And, they end up spending $1,000 on the garden and they get 4 tomatoes and a can of green beans out of it because they don't have the skills necessary to grow that garden. They don't have the experience necessary to have a good, bountiful garden. And I see that a lot. It takes time. It takes effort. But if you're prepping out of fear, you want to just throw money at it. Buy a bunch of seeds, go out, throw them on the ground, and hope and pray that, you get good food out of it. Whereas grandma's way, we'll go out, we plant a garden, but we plant that garden because we know there is nothing in the world that tastes as good as a fresh, homegrown tomato right off the vine. So that's basically what it boils down to is your state of mind and your mindset. How do you want to live? Do you want to live under a cloud of negativity all the time and fear? Or do you accept that this is a way of life and we mold our life around it and incorporate different aspects of prepping into that life so we don't live in fear? and we still have resources to enjoy the days we have. Because if you're pumping all your resources into MREs, you can't take that vacation you want. You know, you can't get away for a while. So that's the basic question for this video: is how do you prep? Are you approaching prepping from a position of fear, or are you making it your way of life? And I thank you guys so much for hanging with me till the end. If you have any questions, comments, and concerns, I'd love to hear them down below. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, I'll take a thumbs down. I would like to know why it got a thumbs down if you do that. You won't hurt my feelings any. If you have anyone who you think could benefit from prepping, or even just someone that's prepping from a position of fear, invite them along. I would love to hear their point of view. Maybe there's something I missed. Maybe there's something they missed from my point of view, and we can talk about it and come up with something even better. Okay? And until next time, take care.